Yakuza Fiancé Reise wa Tainen ga ii, or Yakuza Fiancé An Outsider is Better in the Afterlife, which is a weird translation, is a seinen manga by Asuka Konishi and Kodansha's Monthly Afternoon. Right now it's streaming on Crunchyroll, and it has been quite a weird ride. Yeah. Until then, hi, I'm Neptune, and I talk about whatever I want. I became interested in the show because I heard a lot of good reviews about it on Reddit of all places, plus the main character has red hair, so like, why wouldn't I watch it? I love red-haired characters. And I hate that all of you bitches lied to me. To be fair though, I've only seen 6 episodes of it, but I have to pace myself because this shit is so bad. So, the plot of Yakuza Fiancé is a 17-year-old girl named Yoshino Somei, the granddaughter of the Somei Syndicate, becomes engaged to Miyama Kirishima, the grandson of the Miyama Syndicate. Why? Because her grandpa was tired of her being single, or so he says, and they hint at some underlying reason, like how she could be used to start a war between the syndicates or something, but honestly the whole mafia, the portion of the anime, often takes a backseat to the romance plot. The first 6 episodes follow Yoshino as she moves from Osaka to Tokyo to live with Miyama's syndicate, without any protection, by the way, and she finds out that Miyama is a major creeper, a masochist, and doesn't give a fuck about her. She takes this as an insult, obviously, and vows to make him fall in love with her so she can dump him once he does. Except she doesn't do that for whatever reason. The weird thing is that Miyama claims to be in love with her by the end of the first episode, but she doesn't leave for whatever reason goes on in her little head. I don't know. The excuse for her staying longer is that he's not actually in love with her, but it's pretty clear that he is obsessed with her in some way, and I think the impact probably would have been the same, but whatever floats your boat, girl. Yoshino, and oh my god, bro, Yoshino Somei is the main character and also very stupid. She constantly proves to the audience that she is way too naive for any of this mafia yakuza business, and this show really tries to get you to believe that underneath her soft exterior she is this pure-blooded yakuza. However, due to her consistently dumb actions, she looks like she's cosplaying. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a woman hater or whatever, because I'm not. I'm a woman, period. Okay, but one of her first terrible actions is not being more suspicious of Miyama and her engagement in the first place. Miyama is in no way a good actor, and anyone would have been more cautious of him from the get-go. She's not suspicious enough to the point where she gets surprised when his personality suddenly shifts. She sits there with this surprise Pikachu face while the audience literally predicted this once they saw his mountain-shaped closed eyes. Like, when she finally comes to terms with this change and how Miyama actually works as a person, she makes one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in all of anime. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? She sells her kidney. This action will confuse me until the very end of time. I get that she's trying to prove that she's hardcore, but she literally has an entire syndicate at her service. She could have chosen any other route if she wanted to. And not only that, but once she gets the money for her kidney, she gives the money to Miyama. What? The way she could have held that money over his head is so crazy. Plus, now you are significantly weaker in every aspect. Oh my gosh, do you not think even one step ahead? She didn't even wait that long to recover from it. She waited 2 weeks. She could breathe the wrong way, and that wound can come open. It's all really dumb. Yoshino is also way too honest. She, as the granddaughter of a yakuza, somehow believes in an even playing field. Girl, what? She tells Miyama her plans to dump him 3 episodes in. 3 episodes in, she reveals her entire plan. Oh my gosh, any advantage Miyama gets is directly given by her. He does not need to be a mastermind when the victim is literally so easy. Anytime Miyama bends to her will, she straightens him back out. Anytime, literally anytime, he will bend over backwards for her, saying that he'll become more like this so she'll like him. He'll become more like this so she'll like him. And then she's like, ew, girl, what? Huh? And she does this while also wondering how she can get Miyama to fall more in love with her. Yeah, are the bells ringing in your head because they're not ringing in mine and they're not ringing in hers, obviously. Oh my gosh. Anytime he suggests anything, she rejects it as if she's actually interested in him. It's even crazier because everybody else around Yoshino constantly tells her to leave and come back home, except for her bum-ass grandpa, to at least be more careful around Miyama. But her only excuse is that she has this pride to maintain. There is no pride, Miss Girl. Honestly, I think that sometimes she is just a masochist herself and doesn't know it, or is too focused on other things to look in a mirror. I don't know.
What a manipulative, conniving dictator! What the f*** is wrong with him?
Miyama Kirishima is the second main character, and oh brother, this guy stinks. Oh my god. Miyama Kirishima is the second main character, who is a bad boy with a mysterious past and personality until you figure it out. And Kirishima is really just a major creeper, manipulator, man whore, and masochist. He's said to be really smart and strong, but he never gets to show it because his love interest is so lacking. He's a thrill seeker and becomes obsessed with Yoshino only because she provides him with endless entertainment. He's also made some unrevealed deal with her grandpa or something. And it's pretty clear that Miyama is supposed to be the attraction that keeps the audience coming back. And this would work better if he wasn't ugly. Oh my god, he's so ugly. I will speak on that a bit more later. Right now, he functions more as an annoying, predictable fly that the audience doesn't get to kill because the show wants you to like him so much. He's charismatic and he's cunning, but he's not. He just honestly puts more work in than Yoshino ever cares to.
I didn't know you had that kind of speed. How'd you do it?
I don't know, how'd I do it? I'm fast and you're slow, that's how I did it.
A lot of the information that Miyama finds out about Yoshino or any other person is because he either literally looks it up or asks questions. That's it. Not to mention, he's a constant stalker who watches Yoshino's every move, which is another thing that she doesn't care to think about or even try to protect herself against. My main gripe with Miyama is that there is nothing good about him that makes the audience want to forgive anything he says or said about Yoshino, or even give a fuck about him in the first place. Yoshino so obviously doesn't care about him, so why should we care? Still, the show has this underlying message of like, ship Yoshino and ship Miyama and Yoshino together, Yoshino and Miyama endgame. And I'm more like, I hope Yoshino actually pays more attention in school and goes with someone way more sane and good looking, like somebody else that she knows, and then have her and Miyama end up together. I hope that Miyama goes to a good institution that will help him mentally.
Yeah, that was your last straw.
There are some other side characters like Shoma and Yoshino's cousin, who I forgot the name of, who is also known as some of the only sane people in the show. Shoma is literally the only one who actually seems suspicious and tells Yoshino to be careful around him or to come home. He honestly even looks like a better version of Miyama with his weird android ass eyes. He's supposed to be the childhood friend competitor, but honestly, Yoshino is too dumb to ever recognize a good man when she sees one.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
He seems to actually like Yoshino instead of Yoshino being some kind of doll for him to play with until he gets bored. The only thing that I respect about Yoshino's cousin is how bad she clocks Miyama when they first meet. Everything said about Miyama, she got first glance. She did her research on him and she is not scared of him in the slightest. She is who I wanted Yoshino to be. But these guys haven't shown up enough in the show for anyone to really get to know them. And I feel like if they showed up more, the audience would start revolting against the show. Honestly, if the show spent more time telling the audience how Yoshino and Miyama are definitely not a good fit, then it would have been a very different kind of message that is not as common in anime. This show was animated by Studio Dean, who recently became known for the later seasons of The Seven Deadly Sins, so it should come as no surprise that the show is ugly in almost every aspect. It's got everything you could ever want, folks. I mean, the lazy clothing, stiff animation, to terrible CGI backgrounds. I mean, however, I can't blame everything on the animation studio when the character design is just pretty bad on its own. They did pretty much strip Miyama straight from the manga and colored him in, but it probably would have needed a more creative director and a more creative animation style to really make it come to life. Fight scenes are constantly cut out, which takes out the momentum from any of the scenes in the show. You just see him punching a random person and then suddenly they're down on the floor. And when you first look at the show, it looks like an animated webtoon commercial, and it just continues to look like that throughout the entire show. And you'll probably have a better time just reading Midnight Poppyland from webtoon. So, in summary, unfortunately, some of y'all are just horny and the show is not good. The show is not good. But sorry this wasn't a very formal critique video. I just wanted to rant about this show because I saw so many good reviews of it for some odd reason. So yeah, thanks for watching and subscribe for more.